Your attention. It is an honor for us to have another keynote speech from Mr. Solomon Atsiaya, which will be moderated by Dr. Albany Mchopa, and Dr. Kazungu will be rapporteur. Dr. Kazungu, wherever you are invited to the stage.
Right now we are right on track. My name is Alban. I'll be chairing this session, and we are going to have a paper from Mr. Solomon. Mr. Solomon, please wave. Okay, yeah. So he's an experienced and accomplished CEO, extensive experience in. He has a very good record in customer service, management, business strategy, financial analysis, and team leadership. So we are going to benefit a lot from his presentation in terms of financial cooperatives as drivers for the sustainable development goals. So he's going to share his experience based on what he has done for years, and then thereafter we're going to have some discussions. So without further ado, Let me welcome Mr. Solomon. We give him a round of applause as he's getting for presentation. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you greet me there? Thank you very much. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Moku and CUK for finding me fit to come and share my experience with this conference. So you'd allow me to share my experience, and I'll be talking on financial cooperatives as drivers of sustainable development goals. Largely, I'll point to case of Kenya National Police DT Sacco, where I currently serve as the Chief Executive Officer. So there'll be many examples I'll be giving so that you're able to connect how financial cooperatives have been able to be institutions that have been at the center of driving the sustainable development goals. So when we talk about financial cooperatives, it sits within the bigger cooperative sector, which handles finances, because we have other forms of cooperatives. But if you look at what is a cooperative, we are told by ICA 2007, these are user owned, user controlled, and user benefited. So you can see it was around people owning business models where they take their own personal responsibility to control, address governance issues so that they can be able to create benefits. In Kenya, I know we've fairly done well this area, the area of cooperatives, more so in the area of financial cooperatives. You'll find we have over 7,000, over 7,000 cooperatives, both small and large. For my SACCO, which is Kenya National Police DT SACCO, is third largest, has a membership of over 74,000, with an asset base of above 41 million USD. In Kenya shillings, it would be 55 billion. So it's fairly not a big SACCO. I know to some it will look very big, but I still don't consider it as big as it would, because a membership of 74,000 against a population of 55 million, you'll find that is still not, we need to have as many members being part of this, so that we can have a lot of benefits. We embrace what I'll call the 9 best practice. And here we have democratic control. And democratic control here, basically we are saying the freedom of the members to choose the best. Talk of leaders, talk of decisions, talk of resolutions. It's not that democracy we see of people fighting and just having freedom to do and disrupt, but the freedom to be able, if it's leadership, you go for the best. If it's decision, you go for the best. With the service you need, you go for the best. So you actually give a vote for what is best. Of course, we have open membership so that we don't limit. We allow as many members to be able to enroll and become members. For us, as much as we are police as the biggest or the larger number, we still have other people who have joined, and we have opened our doors so that we allow zero discrimination. We also look at how best we can serve. Best practice number 4. What is it that the members need? How best should we serve them? So that's a best practice, so that we don't just exist for what to do. We exist for what we can be able to address and serve the needs. Of course, there's distribution to members. We need to create as many distribution channels, services as much as we can. Number 6, we talk about building financial capabilities or stability. As financial institutions, we cannot talk of money we don't have. So that becomes a core, a practice you need to put up so that we build a good financial base, which I'll be showing you in terms of what we've been able to do, so that you can be able to address some of the SDGs that need to be put in place. Of course, we are also encouraged to cooperate a lot as a best practice. Circles moving towards working together, solving the issues together, cooperating as much. We have more strength in cooperating more than when we operate as individuals. There are many things we need to do. We are talking about technology. Technology is very expensive. And you find we have very small circles. They will never afford. They will never reach to that level of technology unless we accept that best practice of coming together, building resources, seeing how best we can be able to extract from our together in terms of technology, shared services, and even supporting each other so that we can actually move at a higher pace than we are doing now. Of course, in Africa, we have a challenge of very small. We detest amalgamations and coming together, and we find a lot of struggles financially, capability wise. And I think we need to adopt that best practice. Social responsibility. We must be concerned about what is around us, the people, the environment, devices, as a circle. You need to connect. I remember there's a time I went to Jamaica and I found a circle in the community that had adopted a school. They had done a library, they had employed teachers, they had even done a laboratory. And they will tell me, Solomon, we are trying to connect these young people. Even when they leave Jamaica to other places, they are connected. They'll still appreciate and choose to become our member. So social responsibility is a core. It's one of the best practices we need to. Ongoing education is also one of the best practice. Do members really know why they are members? Do they understand their responsibilities? Do they know why they need to save? Or is it they come to circles or come to cooperatives and they expect money from government? I'm not sure whether there's any government that has money to give to them. So they have to be educated to know that it is our responsibility to build up those resources. What do we want? We want loans. How do we get this money? We must take care of the responsibility. Of course, I know we have that challenge of some zones where you begin a circle, you run to government, or you go to an NGO and you request for money. We lack this. I'm not sure that works. But where members take their own personal responsibility, they know it is our duty to be able to fund this society. That works well, and you find a lot of. So education is very key, and we need to figure out how that will happen. Of course, we are talking about corporate model, but why is it? There are two reasons why corporate becomes one of the suitable when you talk about SDGs. One is because of inclusive economy, because cooperative has the inclusion. You are pulling together. Then there's what you call, and as we pull together, we achieve what I'm calling inclusive growth. We grow together, equitable opportunities. We participate in that, so we grow faster together than if we were away. Of course, in Kenya we have a structure, and you can see we have the financial, which is bigger. Actually, our financial cooperative side is bigger than the others. Of course, we have the housing, the investment, the transport, the consumer. But our financial cooperatives is very much big to a level we are operating at almost the same level with banks. And that's why we have regulations. So the big circles are now regulated. We also have the smaller ones now coming on board. And it is now the government objective to put everybody under the. And the reason basically is because of the risks that these circles hold in terms of holding members' deposits and resources, because it's very risky. Money is very risky. Money has a lot of risks. So government has actually to be able to watch and put certain requirements that's all we are regulated. That's why we have grown more. I'll say I support the regulation part. So even other parts of Africa, we need to see how best that can be done so that security risks are well managed and everything is done well. Sorry for my slides going up. I don't know what's happening, but so here we are saying on financial cooperative, we are saying these are actors in value chain finance and offer various financial services that target consumption, investments, development needs. In Kenya, that has largely been done to help us be able to meet societal and economic needs. Many studies have been done around that just to confirm whether this is working, and that has actually been proved to bring about equitable, just social economic development. That was on ICA. You read ICA publications 2024, you'll actually be able to see that. In Kenya, those circles that are under regulation are about 6,000, but more will be coming. But I said they are over about over 7,000, but only about 6,000 are what are regulated. And that regulation I said is basically because of risks that are becoming obvious because of governance structures that are in place. So members' funds need to be safe. That's why government is concerned about that. Okay, now on my circle, which will become the center of what I'm going to discuss. Basically, it was founded in 1972. Those are some of the founder members. A few statistics about it is we have grown from 600 to 75. We have a board of 12 elected board members with 3 supervisory. I have a staff establishment of 161 staff, 47% female, 53 are male, and we are regulated. We have various products that we offer to our members for both economic and social needs. We have back office, the traditional circle, the back office, where members would save and get credit services. We have advanced further into front office where we provide banking services, checking accounts, savings accounts, salary accounts, ATM, and also mobile services so that members can be able to access and increase inclusion. We also do a lot of investments loans so that members can invest in various projects, business, agriculture, and even home loans we do. We also, that's our home. We were able to put up a home just to help us do what we are doing. In terms of statistics, our assets have grown. I talked about it. 54 billion Kenya shillings or 40 million USD. Our loan book has also grown to 46. These are money that are sitting with members for social and economic development. You can also see members have also heavily deposited. By last year, the deposit from members was 28.5 billion Kenya shillings. But you can see the loan book is 46. So you can see there's a disparity. It means there's still the demand for money is huge. And that's why I talked about we need to build capability. But the good thing is you can see police circle we build capability in terms of capital, which currently sits over 18 billion Kenya shillings. And from what we do, last year we were able to generate revenue of 8.8 billion just from the services. In terms of growth, you can see the growth has gone because people are becoming more interested, because they're able to address most of their social economic things. And that's why as the coming assets will grow, if you look at our loans and people, you can see the loan thing is up. It means the craving for loans, which is okay, it's a good thing because loans is our biggest asset, biggest revenue earner. But you can see it is trailing what members are putting in. So we keep pushing them to put in as much. We have programs for members. We have what we call even Millionaires Club. We have clubs for saving so that we encourage them to keep. Otherwise, if this is not done, then we may be risking reaching a point where we'll have to go and borrow expensively to come and lend, which is a misnomer, according to me. Currently, with our level of capital, for almost like 10 years, we've never gone to a bank to borrow. I know many SACCOs suffer from that. And that challenges and brings a challenge to what we call sustainability. Because you cannot run a SACCO on other people's money. You are better off, and it's cheaper for you to run your own SACCO with your own money. That's why I talked about members' education and members' responsibility. They must take personal responsibility for their SACCO. Of course, in terms of capability, this is how we've been able to grow our capital. And this one, majorly, we do it through retaining surplus. I know in this part of the world, not the US and Europe, dividend is a big thing. People go for elections because of dividend. You keep promising members you'll give them more money so that they can elect you. So you find they are not able to build capital and funding for their own circle. But for us, we've been able to cap it to be able to build up to 17 billion Kenya shillings in capital. That has taken us almost 10 years. And we are still building. By the end of this year, we could be doing about 20 billion. That makes us sustainable, very strong, and able to do many things, as I'll be showing you. So when you go to sustainable development goals, you'll find these are defined by the UN 2016-2030, where they talk about various development goals that we need to plug into so that we can be able to make people's lives more nice. We make the planet good. We create prosperity. We reduce the fighting because people fight because of resources. We create partnerships so that the world becomes a good place for us to live. Because we cannot kill ourselves, then no one will be there to inherit this world. We cannot do things to kill and destroy what will benefit our children. So basically, it surrounds that: people, planet, prosperity, peace. So as cooperatives, we have a role to be able to plug and play. It could be a small play or small part, but that is very, 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 very important. Of course, there are 17. For us, we've not been able to walk into all of them. But even if we have walked into 5, we will figure out from what the professor said here, we need to have a strategy and see how do we map the circle strategy into all the 17. But if you cannot map into the 17, maybe you map into 5. I think to me that's a good enough, and that should be encouraged for us as circles. Of course, I'll go into various. The first one I looked at was decent work and economic growth. Of course, we promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable growth. We also provide productive employment and decent work. I said I've employed over 161 employees, 47 male. That's employment. And me, I'll say Police SACCO is a good employer. I've been there for the last 15 years, and I'm not sure I would want to leave because they have created a very good environment for me. They have been able to allow me to work. They have allowed me to, the board has given me mandates and given me all the tools I need. That's part of sustainable development. You create that environment where employees will feel good, employees will enjoy and be able to. So basically, we are saying financial cooperatives are engines for social and economic for the SAT. Of course, in our strategy vision, we have talked about empowering our members for quality life. So what we are saying, our main objective is, what does quality life mean? And how can we achieve it? How do we drive quality into the member? If there's anything that will make us drive quality, that is what we'll go for. That is what we'll plan for. We'll put money into it and we'll make sure that happens. And we have been able to do that through various financial solutions and effective mobilization, and also putting good management to those resources, because we need also to manage those sources well. Of course, if you look at our mandate to our membership, we are saying we partner with members to help them create wealth. That one helps them to build their economic growth. We also have provided for them various vehicles for investments. We have also helped them to save their money, to put their money out of risk of expenditure, because money is liquid. If you put it in your pocket, if your pocket is not well sewn, it will pour out. If your hands are not well tight, the money will go. That's why money is called liquid. So we have told members, your hands cannot hold your money. Your pockets are not good enough. Bring it to the circle. We will keep it for you. And I'll tell you, through that objective and mandate, we have a member who has been able to save in the circle 100 million Kenya shillings. This year, we paid him a very good dividend of about over 12 million. So what it means is the circle can create that decency. You just need to save. When you save, the circle will help you be able to manage. In fact, I was even saying, if that such a member even retires, you actually don't need to be employed. The circle will take care of it. Because if somebody is getting 12 million, that is not even salary some people get in a whole year. But through your savings, that can be done. Of course, we also endeavor, out of business, we also give good returns so that members can enjoy. So we have various mandates that points to economic growth. Of course, in our strategic pillar, we say governance. Governance is key. We need to make sure everything is good. Reconcile members and service excellence. Then we are concerned about the capacity. Does the circle have the capacity? What capacity do you require to be able to deliver those? So various products, I will not, school fees, asset loans, salary advances, there are many things that we can do. Of course, that one I've shared on this performance. We have also had many regions so that members also have the luxury. In the regions, we have created other points where they can be served, because we used to be Nairobi, but we spread out across. But we realized spreading across is not doing enough. We went into digitization, and we have actually built a digital platform that connects members 24/7. And actually, currently, almost over 50% of our loans are sitting on the platform. So you can apply, you can prepay at that luxury you're given. So members have that luxury, so that you are able, you have flexibility of doing whatever you want to do and how to change your lives. Of course, there's a lot we can talk about economics, but largely we are saying we play a critical role in the livelihoods of improving the economics of these members. Employment, I've talked about it. In Kenya, over 600,000 people work in cooperatives. If you look at SASRA 2021, this is a regulator, the report from the regulator. You'll find SACCOs support various sectors. They support health, they support education 20%, consumption 8%, agriculture 17%, land and housing 26%, trade 12%. So you can see the economics, the ecosystem largely has a big drive that is coming from the SACCO sector. Of course, on hunger, we are saying we also support a lot of agriculture. Personally, I do a lot of agriculture. I grow onions and I get a lot of support from our farm. So I get support. I get support from the SACCO to buy and also to be able to. So there's a lot that is happening in the world of agriculture. People growing food. And those who are members of SACCOs, they have credit for seed, credit for preparing the land, credit for harvesting until everything is well done. Let's talk about good health and well-being. We also have healthcare cooperatives support investments in primary and specialized care, where where people can be treated and be able to get health services. We have so many who have connections to SACCOs. So some of the healthcare facilities are funded. They are members of the SACCO, so they are funded to build up those facilities that make sure we have good health and well-being. So financial cooperatives in Kenya provides comprehensive insurance services, including both life and life. Actually, in Kenya, we have cooperative insurance company, which is owned by the SAC, the cooperatives. That is one of the entity institutions that we've created that has health products where we get in, give us very affordable products so that we can be able to get treatments and well-being. Of course, we are also saying that we also have opportunities when we talk about health and well-being. SACCOs have also opportunities to be able to withhold. You can actually design a product where members don't contribute to it. You can actually withhold from your dividends, make a pooling where you can actually be able to take care of your. I think this is like a proposal. It's something that we can think about. I'm not saying it is there, but it's something I've thought about when you pay dividends. Like somebody like me, my dividend pocket has for this year it was about 3.7 billion. If I can take 0.7 and give 3 to members, 0.7 is a big fund. But this one, members need to be educated so that they can build capacity to say, Solomon, give us 3, 7, give us a fund. When we are sick or those chronic things or those bad things we can't afford, take care of that. So that's the thinking I'm looking at. I'm also looking at, can the SACCOs adopt clinics, hospitals, connect to them and negotiate and help their members get cheap and affordable. During COVID, as a SACCO, we went in strong because policemen were manning roadblocks. They were manning cells. So as a SACCO, we had to invest around 100 million Kenya shillings into buying the whatever the support instruments. You can see so we came in because we took care of their health. Because COVID could swipe all of them. When COVID swipes all of them, then I have no SACCO. So at the SACCO, we invested 100 million and bought those whatever, I don't know what you call them, so that they can protect them and live so that at least a SACCO will still be there. Hello? We also have done a health facility in one of the police, whatever. Actually, we have those police units that combat terrorism. Many a times they get hurt and sometimes they will die because there's no quick. So we actually went to their unit and did a hospital there. You can see we were giving it out, just manufactured, which we needed to take care of them. Kenyatta National Hospital, one day we did a CSR. We went to Kenyatta National Hospital. We visited the children ward. It was Christmas. We bought them those things, those Christmas things, color them. You can see when we went there, we found about 20 could not be discharged because they didn't have money. I went back to the office and wrote a check to have all those children discharged. This is part of support. And you can see there was a machine. They were telling us they feel cold during the night. So we bought some warmers so that you can see we handed over a warmer so that we support that. That is Imarika, one of the circles in Kenya. If you go to the coast, it's called Imarika. You can see they have a Jiga campaign program. In Mombasa, it's warm. And these are teachers. These are teachers' circle. In the schools, they teach children come with those jiggers in their legs. So they have a program So they go to schools where those figures are, and you can see they're outside there just trying to help those, whatever. Quality education, we give loans for education. As Police Circle, we have a scholarship program, but for parents who are members but deceased. So so we tell them, you're a member of Police Circle, you have a bright child, you're not there, we will pay school fees for your child. And we take all of them through education to university, whatever it is. There's even one who got a scholarship to Cuba to do medicine, engineering, and all that. So we have been able to do around 400 students as a project. We also did a school. We have a police school where we did classes and a computer room to support the school. These are girls' school. Girls' school. They used to have a boys' school, but they didn't have a girls' school. So every time we go to the members, they Solomon, we also give birth to children, our girls' children. Where will these girls' children go to? We know we have a boys' school, but so we went in as a circle and did classes. And on top of that, we realized this digital time. We did a modern computer lab at our cost. Actually, we partnered with our IT guys who support us. And we did a lab so that our girls, when they're in this school, they don't just read about, they also read AI and those things that are going to happen in the future generation. When we did this, the boys' school complained, and we did for them a gate. These are modern gates equipped with security. And the principal told us these boys sometimes they sneak out of school and go and have those bad things. So we put a security system here, so that when they come, they log. So when you are logged in, you can't go out because you must log yourself out. So you can see that support we give to the boys' school. The primary school complained. They had this kind of classes. Currently, we are doing a project for them to do modern classes and a dining hall. We also have done a water project in one of our projects we have. We bought some land in a place where there's no water. So we have done a borehole and we are supplying the community. So actually, we also do homes. This is one of the places we've been able to do a project so that people can have land, build decent homes, and settle down. Climate action. My time is over. Climate action, we did a project to do 10,000. That's a police circle this year. This year basically means Directorate of Criminal Investigation. They had a free land. We went there and did 10,000. You can see I'm holding one there. That's SDG 13. Green banking. Come to our circle. For those who are there, you'll be lucky if you saw a paper. If you came to my circle, go to credit department, you'll be lucky if you saw a paper like this. You'll see a notebook, but not paper. So basically, we have gone into digital. People use mobile technology, internet banking. And even our processes have gone paper because we have invested in what we call a document management system, which everything is done electronically. So that one, I call it green banking under climate action. So we encourage circles to adopt technology so that they can save the trees that will be cut because they need paper to do work. That is data I did last year just to show how much mobile. You can see the long sticks, those are mobile. We are doing almost 74, 80, 88% of mobile. Those are mobile and technology supported transaction. Banking is the green thing down there. It means people who go to our physical branches are very few. At some point, we are going to close all those branches because there will be nobody coming. So what does it mean? Climate action. We will be saving. We will have saved the tree that will have been destroyed. Also, our building, if you come there, we've made it energy efficient. We've put on gadgets that make heating and ventilation more efficient. We've done occupancy sensors. So if there's nobody in, the lights will go off so that we can save that energy. We also, we are during the day, we have done a solar project. So during the day, everything is powered by solar. So we don't use power. The last but not least, we also did this. The police soccer team went to Super League. They came to us and we did for them. I don't know which SDG is this. That's why I'm putting a question mark. To ask you people, where will this fall? Would it fall under education or under health? I don't know. But we set aside some money and we have done for them a very beautiful stadium. We call it Police Circle and we have branded it. And this stadium is to the FIFA standards. Every weekend there's a match being played here. And many of them are televised on DSTV. So we get publicity for free out of this project. There are members who complain, Solomon, why is wasting our money? Why blah, blah, blah. But I told them I was building a branch out of this. And how am I building a brand? Go to ask DSTV if they gave you 3 minutes, how much they will charge you. But for me, whether they like it or not, they will talk about we are in Police Circle Stadium and the cameras are the ball is moving in the camera. You see Police Circle, Police Circle, Police Circle at zero cost. Thank you. That's the end of my. So those are the few things we've been able to do.
Okay. A round of applause for Mr. Solomon, please. Yeah, well, when we were starting this session, my friend Matthias told me this guy has a lot to share. So he has a lot of interesting stories. And then we agreed that, okay, let me add 5 more minutes so that we can hear what the police circle are doing in Kenya. So we have a challenge. How many products can we design as SACCO so that we can attain the SDGs while also making our SACCO sustainable? I think that's the challenge that we have to meet. It so happens I'm a chairperson of the DC University SACCO, and I have a lot to take home as a message in terms of what we can do also to achieve the sustainable development goals. So the discussion is open. Let me see some hands. We are time bound, so the secretariat, please do assist so that we can be okay. I've seen some hands, but also some of the contributors. Yes. Okay. So we'll start from that side. We have 1, 2. Okay. One among the sustainable development goals is goal number 5, and that is about gender equity. So looking at the hands, I only see. Yes, I didn't want to mention that, but what I'm seeing is not convincing whether we as cooperators, we are moving ahead in terms of achieving the SDGs. So where are the ladies? Beatrice? Yes, Madam Beatrice, okay. Madam Beatrice is our first lady in our board, in the chair, in the board of SACCO. She's the only lady that we have in the SACCO as member of the board of directors. So please say something as far as SDGs are concerned. So we'll start with, yes, this side, and then we'll come to this side to wind up the session. So let us start with, yes, just give a mic to, yeah. So you introduce yourself and then be brief as possible.
Okay, thank you. My name is Kanu Stephen. I'm from Nigeria, or better still, I'm a Nigerian, whichever is correct. I listened very attentively to your very incisive, very incisive analysis of the issues. And the gentleman, I think that listening to you, I felt proud again as an African, right? That we can use our own method to drive our economic development. In fact, you have shown that you are involved in almost every aspect of human endeavor. And that's really beautiful. Gentlemen, I think that he deserves a better round of applause for, yes. Thank you. Now, I understand that development is deliberate. Anything that has to do with development doesn't fall on you like a ripe apple. So there's a deliberate attempt. And one area that we often neglect is the legal framework for all that we do. Because the law is the basis for all that we do, especially for democratic states like we all practice. I give you an example in Nigeria. One of the reasons cooperatives have not really achieved its goal is because the enabling laws are against the development of cooperatives. For example, there are certain industries you cannot have cooperative venture into because of the kind of anachronistic law that is against the development of cooperative. I do not know how it is in Kenya, but I'm sure almost from your submission that the enabling laws must have supported in a very large way to your success. Otherwise, there's a first speaker during the first session that mentioned about government involvement, because really government they can make or mar business environment. So what the law does is that it provides a business environment, enabling business environment for ventures to thrive. So I do not know. Maybe you can speak. You have knowledge of what the laws are like that has aided the development of your success. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I know SACCOS is one of the most regulated sector.
All right, thank you. My name is Achibola Akonji, also from Nigeria. I'm a law lecturer and a social scientist. Anyway, now my question is, for the police, which is male-dominated in practically all the countries of the world, how do you ensure gender equality? I'm saying this from experience. I've studied the Nigerian police force. Two, the police, like any other security agency, operates on a structured command. However, cooperative is built on a model of voluntariness. Do you have a structure whereby members who are within the, in Nigeria, they say rank and file, then officers, who are, I know you understand what I'm trying to say, who are within the lower ranks, have equal rights in tandem with strict cooperative principles? That's number two. And number three, you made mention of a lot of projects that your cooperative is involved with. Now, I can tell for sure that when you look at models around the world, many supposedly giant cooperatives were unable to fulfill their mandates because they were dabbling into areas that were not core, that were not central cooperatives. Stadium, building of gates. I would have expected that what we call education, you will have said, oh, we sponsored some cooperative research in Kenya. But you built gates, very good. Yeah, I'll rest it here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The next one is Kilemo. Be brief, please. And then we move to, I'll have to skip some of you so that I have seen a lady there. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I commend the efforts and success they have made so far. Just the one question. What are the challenges you met all along?
Thank you. Yes, please. Madam, raise up your hand so that she can see you. Yes. I'd like to hear you. Yeah. And then after that, we move to Professor Mataba. Yes, I've seen your hand. Yep.
Okay, thank you. I'm Mary from Kenya, and I have one quick question to Solomon. Mine is simply on member exit, because people probably joined the circle 20, 25 years ago. When they are exiting, the value of their shares is equal to the amount they invested like 25 years ago. So what happens to that hidden value that their shares have grown with? Then still on the same point, we have the issue where people are proposing that shares, of course, in the money-minded world we are in right now, that shares should have like market value so that they can be able to appreciate. And of course, that goes against the cooperative principles. So what is your take on that too?
Okay, thank you. And the last one from this side will be Professor Mataba. And then we'll go to the presenter to respond on some of the issues. And then we'll conclude our session by having questions or comments from this side.
Thank you. Congratulations. But I just wanted to know, how have you done, what have you done to ensure that other cooperatives, those small cooperatives, I remember you you admitted that it's really very expensive for small cooperatives to engage in that kind of technological or digital efforts. So what have you done probably to help those which are not which are unable to pay those costs? Because of course this is consistent with the cooperation among cooperatives. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. That was the first round of questions and comments. Now, because we want to save time, you remain seated. You respond while you are seated.
Thank you. I think I'll start from the last as I got to. I think for small circles, I talked about the principle of cooperation among cooperatives. So we cooperate a lot. They benchmark and we tell them, because maybe as we have already moved ahead of them, so we help them not to fall in the pitches that they may have fallen in. We also have what we call the National Association that plays the role of an umbrella body that provides those opportunities for what we call the shared services. So if you can't afford, then you plug into SES shared service. In Kenya, currently we have, I think, a NACO that has been formed. It's called Sacco Central, that whose objective is to see how to build more of what will make it possible for sharing, so that instead of investing into a system that is very expensive, why can't I just take a portion in sharing? And we are also saying, should we all have branches across? Why can't we cost share? Why can't we connect to each other so that if my member can come to a circle and withdraw and do whatever they do? Those concepts are there, though not well developed. I know in Europe, in America, they are there. They are more established, but in Kenya, I'll say not yet. In Africa, we are still there. On share capital has been a challenge because of what people call value. But remember, mostly in Kenya, your value for share capital is the annual dividends you earn. Because if you didn't earn, then that will build into what you are calling the current. So you earn dividends. If you reinvest it, then your capital will grow. If you don't invest it, then you eat it. It ends there. Of course, we have a challenge because in the laws of Kenya, I don't know about Tanzania and other places, share capital is not refundable. If you're a member and you bought share capital or you bought shares, which is a good principle, because shares are not supposed to be redeemed. Shares are normally, in the financial principles, they're supposed to be redeemable. So when a member withdraws, he leaves behind the shares. And to us, that's a very big problem, because when the regulations came in place, SACCOs increased their share requirements for their members. So you find a member withdraws from your SACCO and he leaves behind 200,000 or 300 or 400, because the law says that. And that has been a challenge. But if you go to the West, to America, share capital is $5. It's a small, very negligible. So for them, what they define as share capital is not what the member contributes, is what the society builds up over time for profits. And to me, we need to move towards that more than asking members to bring in money that when they withdraw, they can't withdraw the money. As a SACCO, as police SACCO, we had increased our share capital to 50,000. Last year, we resolved to bring it back to 500 so that it's cheaper. Entry becomes easy. And even if you left 500, that will not be much. However, we are pushing the regulator and the laws to allow, when a member withdraws from the SACCO, he needs to take over and take his money away. So what does that mean? Then as a SACCO, you need to build what you call the share redemption reserve fund, from where you redeem that share. Which means when a member withdraws, that share becomes almost like a preference share to be redeemed at that point the members do. But then that must be backed by a redemption reserve fund. If that will be approved, then that, to me, that will be the best way that can happen, so that we don't hold on people's money. It's like we are stealing from members. To me, I'll say that is stealing. Because when you hold my money, And yet I wrote to you and said, I don't want to be part of your circle. I've withdrawn. You keep an account of my shares, and yet have left. Risk, we create a risk by that because you create what we call a dormant account. And dormant account with IT people, they'll tell you that account will steal from you, whether you like it or not. So the best thing is close. When a member withdraws, either he sells the shares or refund him the shares through the redemption reserve fund and close that account. Then you are safe from those kind of things. Challenges is the issues of members taking responsibilities has been one of the biggest challenges. Why circles are weak or cooperatives? Because members have never taken responsibility. Reason is education is slow. But where members are well educated, that happens. Technology, because it's expensive and it keeps on evolving over time. Liquidity, money. You have a circle, you are giving people 3, 4, 5 times. Where is that money coming from? People are now going to banks and killing their own circle. The issue of projects, you talked about from the core project. You say we wanted to hear whether we support research. I'll tell you, the chairman of Cooperative University is here. I've been a champion of Cooperative University, and I support their conferences, and that I want you to note that. Otherwise, a CSR emanates from a need, and those needs are not defined. Actually, is a need that comes from the member, and that's what connects to the core of, because the core is the member. The member is the core. When you solve a need of a member, that becomes your core business. Mama, whether I've finished. Thank you. If I have not answered your question, please, I'm still around. I can talk to you. Thank you.
Okay, we're running out of time. Maybe one or two from this side. Just two. Okay, we'll start with Mr. Alex, and then we'll come to Dr. Kaleshu so that we wind up this session. We're out of time, please. So be brief.
Thank you, Chair. I want to congratulate Mr. Solomon. Mr. Solomon, you shared the experience of KNP. Now, I would like to know, where were you in last 10 years, and how did you get here so that we can contribute to the SDGs? The last one is on the aspect that I once visited your circle when I was in Nairobi. You told us one of the major activity that you do to members and the sustainability of the circles is the aspect of colonization of money. Can you please share with us how the aspect of colonization of money help to improve the quality of life of members? Thank you.
Okay, the last one is from Dr. Kaleshu, and then you respond briefly because we are out of time. Yes.
Is a question of regulatory framework. One, the current cooperative legislation framework cannot remain the same over time. The cooperative principles, the Americans have what they call user-owned, user-controlled, user managed, user benefits. So this eliminates the issues of saying you can retain the shares. It's a question of what you want. In Tanzania, the law now allows you to value, to make evaluation of the assets of a circle of a cooperative every 3 years and make changes relative to the level you have attained in your share capital. I think that is one. Two, we have a share transfer fund that's required by law to be applied. I think that way you can always state that the outgoing member of a circle will be compensated. I just wanted to make those comments.
Okay, thank you. So I'll give you a minute, just a quick one, to respond to some issues, and then we close this session.
Thank you. I think if you talk about history of police circle, we have come from very far. I think I'm part of that history because when I joined, actually, it was was given the duty to do recovery because the SACCO was negatively capitalized, liquidity. I had so many members. When I come in the morning, I have like 50. In the evening, they're still around 100. And what do they want? Solomon, I did not get my loan. My check has not been signed. My child is sick. I don't know what I'm going to do. My school is opening tomorrow. Liquidity. So I needed to create and define solutions for that. Of course, that basically it means the SACCO did not have money. We are calling ourselves financial institutions, but we don't have the money we are talking about. So what do? If you're negatively capitalized, you'll have a challenge. So what did we do? In the first thing, we had to ask members to put in money as capital. That time it was 500. We took it to 3,000. We took it to 20. We took it to 50,000. Of course, we have gone back to 500 because we are moving towards institutional capitalization. So when we built that, the SACCO built its own money so that currently we have luxury of giving loans. By the way, all loans that come in today, they'll be serviced today. We have zero liquidity. We have not borrowed from anybody's money. All loans. You want money, whatever amount today, you come in, you'll go away with your check. So that's how far we've been able to go. Colonization of money. It's basically what it means is if you don't colonize your money, you will never see what it called wealth creation. Money and colonization of money is basically putting money in a place that it will serve you, it will work for you. That's what I'm talking about. I've said a member who has been able to colonize or saved, let me use the as polite, saved 100 million that pays him 12 million every year. That is almost like $1 million every month, just in case. So, and we will not help these societies if we not ask members to commit to that objective of they must save before they seek for credit. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Solomon, for presentation in this interactive session. We're out of time, but the take-home message is colonize your money. Hopefully we can manage. So thank you so much for this wonderful session. It was very interactive. Time is our enemy. I see Madam Professor is at my neck. So let us wind this up. We thank you so much on behalf of my team, Mr. David and the presenter. See you around. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. We are now going for breakout sessions, and I argue the chair to effectively use the time so that it doesn't affect other activity that will follow. And with that, I argue Dr. Sikawa, Dr. Alpha Mongoso, Dr. Isaac Kazungu, Dr. Martina Mariki, Dr. Victor Shirima, Dr. George Mato, Dr. Wilson Meto, Dr. Alpha Mongoso, Dr. Banus Wasanga, and Dr. Kalesho to lead the delegates to the respective rooms. And please observe the time. We want this session to be concluded around 2 so that other activities that will follow won't be affected. Thank you so much. Let us strictly abide to time.
Yes. I have just one announcement to the young scholars. We are having a workshop this afternoon as others are going for breakout sessions. We are going to the Directorate of Research and Postgraduate Studies. I will lead you to that direction where we will have our parallel session, our side event. So as others are going to these breakout sessions, let's take this opportunity to have our